I'm Libby Rothschild, creator of Dietitian Boss. Welcome to my channel. My program empowers dietitians and nutritionists to create their own practice from scratch and emboldens already established practitioners to think bigger. My method provides a step-by-step process to improve how you market yourself on social media so your practice can become far more profitable and help more people. As you know, since 2020, the world has been practically in lockdown due to COVID. I'm sure you're well aware of everything going on and you're probably tired of hearing about it. But today, I'm not going to talk about COVID, but rather I want to talk about what you're doing about it. I have two very successful clients who started working with me in 2020. They quickly realized there was tremendous opportunity in doing their part to help their ideal clients. Jenny and Jill are two clients that I interviewed together on my podcast because their roads to success were so similar. They realized that their ideal clients were people who did shift work. If you're not familiar with the term, it means that you work a shift and it may vary any time throughout the day, sometimes for 24 hours or sometimes even more. Specifically, Jenny helps women in medicine meet and exceed the unique nutritional requirements that their job demands. You see, Jenny is a registered dietitian and board-certified health and wellness coach, and she focuses on physician performance nutrition because of her personal experience being married to a surgeon, and she herself is a competitive endurance athlete. Similarly, Jill is a registered dietitian and former tax accountant and a running coach and also a metabolic specialist. Jill became a dietitian at age 40 after helping her husband, a 34-year wide-body international commercial airline pilot, with his celiac disease, high blood pressure, and pre-diabetes. Jill went directly from her internship into private practice without having to go through any clinical experience. That's right, I've said it time and time again. You don't have to do clinicals to open a virtual private practice and become a dietitian boss. Funny that during her dietetic internship, a professor told her she would never get a job if she didn't have any clinical experience. I guess she showed him. During these difficult times right now throughout the pandemic that we're living through, everybody's market has become sink or swim. For brick and mortar practices that aren't able to adapt fast enough, they're going out of business. Others who have remained open are learning to shift to a socially distanced online approach, which is more effective. And those of us that have started online before the pandemic, well, we've seen our business survive and thrive. It's pretty apparent that everybody is trying to up their online game right now. But that doesn't mean the field is crowded, but rather that your future clients will be more discerning with all the choices that they have. Luckily, Jill and Jenny gave us some tips on how to be better virtual dietitian bosses. One of the most important things you can do right now as a virtual dietitian boss is check in on your past and current clients. With everything going on, it's nice to know someone out there is checking up on them to make sure they're okay. Therefore, wellness checks are absolutely at the top of the list. Another very important tip that Jill and Jenny gave us is to realize that with everything going on, people are desperately seeking factual information, especially about nutrition. People are Googling and searching social media more than ever for information on how to eat to protect themselves from COVID. Professionally, dietitians are at the forefront of this pandemic, explaining to people, how to eat to build your immune system before you get the virus, how to help your immune system to fight off the virus if you get it, and how to manage your health after you've gotten it. In your social media marketing, it is imperative that you don't just gloss over what's happening in the world. It's important to have a deep conversation with your audience about how they feel with what's going on in the world, whether it's affecting them emotionally, physically, or mentally. Social media is a great tool for communicating, but you have to be the one to start the conversation, and you would be remiss if you didn't. And that advice isn't just for COVID, but anything you feel that might be relevant to your audience, whether it's as large as a global disease or as small as an article that you read that might be relevant to them. You need to be aware of what your ideal client is thinking and feeling on a daily basis. And it's important to discuss sensitive and vulnerable topics that are challenging to your clients. When doing so, you must be aware how circumstances are affecting your audience. If your audience is from a particular career field, then you have to know what is happening in that field. And if your audience is based on a particular disease, then you must be aware of what's happening in the research. Being aware of these things with your finger on the pulse will help you be an invaluable resource to your audience, and that matters a lot to them. The next advice that Jenny and Jill gave us was that since social media is about social, you will find that your engagement goes up if you are willing to share more of yourself. In the case of Jenny and Jill, they decided to add pictures of their husbands in uniforms, and that turned out to be a huge success. Sharing a part of yourself on social media like that will help you build the know, like, and trust factor with your audience, and they will appreciate you more for it. The last point that I want to make today is that your clients are out there looking for your support and accountability during these difficult times. It's your responsibility to give them the best service you can possibly give. My responsibility is to support you and keep you accountable so that you can attract these ideal clients and give them that amazing service. As the saying goes, the best time to start was a year ago, and the second best time to start is today. If you're looking for more inspiration to skip clinical and start your practice right away, I want you to check out this video where I talk about the 2 year of clinical myth that's holding you back from getting started.